Create Studios podcast with my guy FrankieMComedy, Frankie Marcos. Frankie Marcos is how you want to be introduced?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Guys, on a tear right now. Seeing you all over the gram. Seeing you obviously in the comedy world and in the circuit. You're doing big things there, sir. Thanks for stopping by the pod today.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me, man. Happy to.
Absolutely, man. You're a busy dude. We were just talking about this weekend. I think you said you were in San Francisco for the Crazy Funny Asian show.
Yeah, I'm a quarter Filipino. The rest is Mexican. But I'm like, if it's AAPI, put me on the show. If it's Hispanic Heritage, put me on. If it's a college application, yeah, put me on. I need the black and brown. I need all of it. So,
it's good to be versatile. It's good to be versatile, man. Filipinos is definitely Pacific Islanders and stuff like that. Did you grow up Filipino? How did you grow up? Or
man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just a Cali kid. Like my parents are from Cali, grandparents are from Cali. Like on one side we have Mexico, Durango, my grandma, and then my dad's side he's Ilocano. He's from Ilocos.
Oh, he got money.
Hell nah. No. Everybody thinks I'm related to the president, but nah, bro.
Well, the Ilocanos are kind of like the upper echelon society from what I hear about in the PI, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
More of the light-skinned Filipinos and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I would say like it's I'm a bit of a chameleon as far as like lifestyle and like culture and upbringing. It's kind of like, I don't know, my brother had hella black friends and like, so we kind of had like the hood people around, but then I was like more the dorky one, basketball player. I just wanted to be a comedian my whole life, so kind of with like the weirdos, I got along with everybody. That's kind of where I was raised.
Was it a big family that you're in, or
nah? Just me, my brothers, and then mom and dad, and then mom and dad split in like when I was like in 5th grade, and then stepdad came in, but he's been cool as fuck. So he's been, he stepped up right away, and he's been around ever since.
Step up, dad, right there.
Yeah.
Step up, dad. That's cool. Where did you grow up? Was it San Jose?
Yeah,
okay.
San Jose. Yeah, mom was on the east and dad was on the north.
I love growing up the part that I did in San Jose because it is hella diverse.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Latinos. There's a lot of Asians. It's just a cool mix, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, I've been a part of it for a long. I remember when E40's Club was downtown.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of little history out there.
All right. What part of San Jose are you from?
I'm actually from Milpitas. I
Okay.
used to grow up in Milpitas, but
Gotcha.
I would go out there a lot. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of my friends were from San Jose. And they all kind of mixed back then, so.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
I thought you were from out here. I didn't even know.
I am really from out here. I spent a lot of my time in the East Bay. I kind of grew up in the East Bay. I moved at high school.
Yeah.
But I got to say, like, the people out there just a little bit different. You know what I mean? Than the people, like, they're not as hood.
Yeah, yeah. I just seen dude on the way over here. I was driving over here, and there was some dude walking by some other guy, and the guy that was walking got like kind of scared because the black dude was like going dumb with his headphones on, and I was like, oh my god, that shit warmed my soul so much, seeing like a real Bay Cat like going dumb on the street. I'm like, that's what we used to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
Bruh, all you see is dorks and backpacks now on scooters, soft ass hands, no culture. Bruh.
It's a little feminine for sure, you know, and I kind of look at the younger population. They for sure seem a little bit more feminine, like, you know. I mean, people in my day were into like Hello Kitty and anime. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, I kind of see what you're saying there. Weren't you ranting about that on your Instagram recently?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I'm an optimist, like genuinely, but I feel like recently I've finally been like, I can't act like I'm not concerned / upset about like the demographic in the Bay now. Not that I get along with everybody. Trust me, I'll be honest. If I had to pick a side of gentrification, I'm gonna pick the beer garden and the Whole Foods. If I'm being 100, like that's what I'm gonna pick. But at the same time, like the people.
The beer garden is gentrification. Okay, all right.
Well, yeah, you know.
I feel you.
But I don't know. I just like people with personalities and culture. It's like it's not as present, you know.
No, you cringed a little bit as you said it, but you're 100% accurate, bro. You know, I think with like media and social media, people tend to adopt this character and they all kind of follow the character. And I was just saying this on the last pod with Jose Contreras is like people in the Bay, they act the same. And I don't know why women are even into that character because they're literally just saying what everyone else said. And like, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
But it seemed like before social media, 80s, 90s, whatever, people were just more real. Like if you weren't into something, you weren't into something. You were into reading, you're just into reading. You weren't really trying to be hyped off impressing people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like kids nowadays, and I pick them up in my Uber. They're weird. They're weirded out. They're traumatized, Frankie. Like they're just they don't know what to do. They can't even go in the direction because they're so
Right.
And
They're
I
too
feel
woke.
bad
They
for
know too much. And ignorance is bliss. You got to find a happy medium. But for them, it's like they're all in. They know everything all at once. So they're pretty sad.
And the women they're dealing with, Frankie. Yo, I mean, I'm just saying, like, their generation of women is tough.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to sound like trash, but if you're like an older man that has money, this is a great generation for you.
You're winning. Big winning.
Because the girls are kind of willing to kind of stoop themselves more in this generation. I felt like more in my generation because they're really about that status and that clout.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking this morning about releasing a video about San Jose women are trash. And I mean that so much from the depths of my soul. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault because...
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Bruh, y'all got so much attention because of the man to woman ratio that they in their mind they're a goddess. They got a big old tamale around their stomach, but in their mind they're a goddess. And in turn, that ego tries to date, and their expectations are on Brad Pitt emperor level when you should be on food for less. Like, you know what I mean?
And the self checkout food for less.
Exactly.
Not like the one that they check out for you.
yeah.
And the one closest to the entrance. So.
Right.
Interesting point. Is it the tech, do you think it's a part of it? Because a lot of the men that are in there are techies, and so they kind of have this grander scheme, and a lot of them are simps. Frankie,
yes.
You know what I mean? They'll just, oh, baby, let me, whatever you want. You're fucking it up for everyone, like tech guy. But is it that... I don't know. Just, you know, with Asian Latinas with Asians in San Jose, I felt like they kind of have that grander scheme of things. Latinas, I don't know. Like there's two sides of Latinas, man. Like both American and some are hood, but some hella like they really rich.
Yeah,
they want that, you know, the whole rooftop access type deal.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think the tech guys have a big part of it because they have the money and they overcompensate and just try to like give gifts or whatever. And like you said, it's heavy simping, yeah. And so when they're in the workplace and there's mostly men, they're all dorky and they all give their attention to this woman in tech. She again thinks that she's hella dope. But when you go outside of Cali, when you go outside of your home, now that I've been traveling, I'm like, holy shit.
You've been traveling, I see. Yeah, the grams filled with the travel passports.
You learn so much when you step outside of like, oh, wow. I mean, men, women, anybody, it's great when you travel because, first of all, if you go somewhere where you like the accent, for example, like when I was in Australia, they're like, oh, I like your accent. And I'm like, I like your accent.
Wait, they like our accent?
They love our accent. I didn't know this either. It's hard to think of us
as an accent, though. Do you know what I mean?
Me too. It sounds like we have a normal voice, right?
We hear a southern accent. Oh, that's an accent.
Right. No, there's an American accent. I was like, wait, what? So we're like exotic to them because we're on opposite sides of the world. Bro, you're an exotic poppy out here. You have no idea.
I am so down with it being exotic, man. I've never been exotic. My women have, but, you know.
Bruh.
Not me.
You got to go to Australia or UK and they'll be like, I love your... They're like, you sound like the movies.
I want to talk about that because I know you've been to the Philippines, Australia, was it Thailand that you went to? Singapore?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's break it down. What are the women in Australia? Are they big? Are they Aussie? Are they all blonde? Is there diversity in the Australia dating scene? And do you do the Tinder out there?
Yeah, I was crushing on those apps like I never have before when I was out there. Like I ain't shit. Like I'm good out here. I'm solid, but I just was just way on a whole different level when I was out there because there's no Mexicans, there's no Americans, and I'm a comedian and a personal trainer. So I had like 4 things, you know. So I was winning.
Icebreakers right there.
Yeah. But the women, there's mostly white chicks. It's a it's a white ass country, and then there's like fine ass Asian women, and then as far as Latinas go, they got Brazilian and Colombian.
Let's rewind a little bit. There's fine ass Asian women.
You know what's the difference is like the Asian women look more like Asian American out here. Out there they look hella Asian because it's next to Asian. I don't know how to explain it, but you know how you see like the bots, the Asian bots on Facebook? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like those ones that you never see out here, they're all over there.
I see them.
You know what I mean?
Asian, though, so,
okay,
yeah. They're in the real Chinese restaurants. They're not at Panda Express, but they're the ones that have the Chinese writing on.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of that. A lot of Indian women, but
I would think they would be thick. Asians out there, I would think they would be thick.
Most of the women have ass out there just because health is so it's so embedded in the culture. Everybody goes to the gym, bro.
They're outdoorsy, right?
Yes.
And do they really wear like those khaki shorts and shit like that?
A lot of workout clothes, pretty much.
Workout clothes, okay.
Yeah.
It's like a real tropical Colorado.
Yeah.
Cause Colorado like that. Everyone's kind of fit,
right?
In Colorado, and it's real white. You know what I mean? What kind of white is it though? Did you feel oppressive white, or did you feel like, oh, this is like a cool sea white? You know, like
it's like a innocent, ignorant, cute white, like
that's cool. Disney
you know what
white.
I mean?
Disney
yeah,
white,
yeah. They don't know much about, like, I don't know. They're a little ignorant to like culture and flavor. Like Australia just got diversity. You know what I mean? Like they used to just be all white, and they just like 50 years ago, whatever it was. So they don't really know much. Like some of the language out there like blew my mind. Like some of the stuff. This is the biggest difference I noticed as far as culture goes. So like, on stage in America, you could damn near say anything you want if you're clever, right? You can get away with pretty much. It's way looser. Not everything, but for the most part. And then when you're off stage, you have to be accountable for your words, especially somewhere like, you know, in the town or you're in a hood place or whatever.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like, if you say something like mean on stage, they get offended. Over here, it's like it's loose because it's a stage. This is comedy. It's just a joke.
Yeah, we get it more.
Yeah, and then it's the complete opposite over there. So when you're in the street, then they're way more loose, and they'll say something like hella racist, and you're like, yo, I would have beat your ass back home. Like, would have been fighting right now. But you guys are just like, oh yeah, it's all cute and fighting games over here, man. And they're like. But yeah, like dude was like, "Oh yeah, did you jump over the wall?" And I'm like,
Whoa,
bro, I hadn't even shook his hand yet. I'm like, bro, I would have checked you back home for sure.
People, that's not funny with the first off frontal racial.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's if we hung out one time, go ahead, bro. Yeah, go ahead, but not when you haven't even shaken their hand yet. You know,
this is what we think when you don't say that shit now. Like, this is what all white people think.
Yeah, no, but it's a dope country though, and yeah, there's some baddies. There's a lot.
But it's a little bit of political on stage. You got to watch what you say.
Yeah, it's more so. There's that, so you kind of got to since. They still have white guilt because everything's so new. America, you talk shit about white people and they laugh and they acknowledge it because they already know what time it is.
Right.
Out there, it's new, so they're like, oh, there's still a lot of tension. You know what I mean?
Interesting. A lot of expats out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of British move over there because London sucks, like weather-wise.
It was, you know how Australia got built was they sent all the British prisoners out there. And that's what Australia, it's like kind of like America because the people that came to America were the thugs and the gangsters and then they went crazy enough to get on a boat for 4 months.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck would want to do that? You know what I mean? Like you have to be nuts.
Yeah. And that's how the accent was made too.
Yeah,
like,
because they look like drunks. British people, but the thugged out ones.
Yeah. Fuck off, cunt.
Get over here, you cool old man. It's just like, that guy's fucking huge. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. But you had a good time over there.
Yeah, I had the time of my life, man. Last year I was literally like dancing down the street because you can't do that in hood places here. But over there you can, and you could be safe, you know?
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun.
And comedy took you out there.
Yeah. I met a Canadian comic. Shout out to Lars Kellio, very funny guy. He was judging the San Francisco International Competition, and he asked me if I wanted to tour in Canada, and I said yes. And it was me, him, and an Australian headliner. So the three of us just co-headline. I got connected with that Aussie comic. He got me connected with another guy, my boy Joe White, my brother. I showed him around the States when he came to visit for the first time. Took him to a mansion party in LA and put him on hella shows, and we went to Vegas and all type of shit. And then I went over there and just did hella spots. So between those two guys, they hooked me up, and then I met everybody else from all over the world.
I think you gave some great game right there. Is that how much percentage of that is the success within comedy that you're having right now is the networking aspect?
Man, that's pretty much how it happened. For many years, all you can rely on is your friends that hook you up with gigs, word of mouth, and just having a good reputation, because, you know, that's it. You when you're not famous, nobody's going to book you except for people that know you. So you got to get connected with everybody.
And what goes into a good reputation? Like cussing out the people that put you on?
Man, you said what? Cussing at the people that put
Cussing out the people that put you on? No, I'm just saying, like, I'm giving examples, like,
yeah,
you know, what's good and bad behavior that you see people follow and not follow.
Man, it's so easy to just, first of all, basic level of respect. You don't have to go above and beyond. You don't have to ride dick. You don't have to do none of that. Just basic level, and then professionalism obviously is another thing. Try not to be hella late. You know, if you could be on time and you're easy to work with, you're not being a diva, or you're not asking for hella stuff. It's super basic logical stuff, but some comics fuck it up. They're petty, they're late, they run the light, they do all the entitlement. Ego. So much egos. Holy shit!
It's the horriblest enemy ever, and you don't even see them.
No, I just had a show recently where a comic was like hella being complaining and just like a bitchy ass face the whole time, and I'm like, you don't even have credits. Why are you acting this way? You haven't done shit. Imagine when you do stuff.
He's short term,
bruh.
I've never met anyone long term that act like that. You know, anyone that I see that want to be successful has a long term attitude, and a long term attitude is being cool as fuck.
Right.
Because I don't think people understand that. Like, no one gives a F what the hell you were expecting.
Yeah.
Whatever you see, that's what's present, and you go off that. It's like a really good defensive coach in football. They go off what's being presented, and they make their adjustments at halftime. Fuck your game plan. Like,
right.
You got to be really cool. That's my theology. Is like, your bits or whatever, that's fine, you know, you whatever. But, man, you go places, you better be likable, bro. Like, you better be hell of understand. Oh, you got to wait? Cool, I'll wait, bro. No, oh, I got to wait? Oh, she going to go up before? Oh. Don't even talk like that. Just be like, oh, man, I see the people you put on. They're hella dope. Even if you don't think they're dope. Like, who gives up what you think? Like, be hella cool. Be easygoing.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it this way, there's thousands of comedians. So if I run a show and I'm like, yo, Brian's cool as shit, I'm going to put him on. Like, I know 100 motherfuckers that I could put on, but I'm gonna pick the dude that's cool, the chick that's cool, that's professional, that's just laid back
too.
Yeah.
How big is that to appreciate what you gave them?
It's crazy.
I'm not talking about anyone specific. I just see it all across the network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people, my promoter friends telling me, like, oh, this guy just expects to get a spot and just come at the open mic whenever. And, like, I do things for certain people, and I don't even expect no special treatments. I think that's whack.
Right.
Just to cash out on your little... That's petty, man. Like, I do things for people because I say, oh, I believe in you like a stock. Like, I don't know where you could take off, but it's good that I look back in time and I was cool as fuck. I wasn't expecting anything. You know what I mean? Like, people don't do that, though. Like, they kind of weird. What was the weirdest situation you seen within the Bacon Network, or people just going about fucking up their situation?
I've definitely seen, like, comics burn bridges, which is insane to me, because when you leave the Bay scene, you see like a Chicago scene, Seattle, New York, all great places, Asia, Australia, UK, they all have like their own little cultures and politics, and ultimately the Bay is one of the best in the world as far as opportunities go, stage time, independent shows, clubs, actual processes to get jobs, to get work, to get paid. There's so many different audiences, and what happens is people, they get in it and they're doing good, but they don't realize how entitled they are, how great this scene is. And they go, oh, I'm tired of it, or they just get too entitled or whatever because they've been here so long, and they get like, you know, they get jaded or whatever. But you when you leave and you come back, then you realize, oh man, I was spoiled. I better be a good person in this scene because I want to continue working there.
Because people here gravitate and they move and they grow, and you hear so many people come from the Bay Area that are successful. This breeds a lot of successful personalities. I do hear, Frank, a lot of people down talk this Bay Area scene, and I'm enthusiastically surprised. Like, bro, where would you rather be? Like Montana? There's nothing popping there. Like, I mean, you're absolutely right. People kind of don't respect this scene enough.
Yeah, no, they sleep on it. But when we pull up to LA to like Chocolate Sundays or international competitions or whatever it is, people find out. But as a whole, yeah, it's definitely underrepresented and underappreciated. But it's a great place it's one of the best places you could ever start comedy and even just continue to stay, you know? You don't have to be in LA or New York to make it anymore. You could be anywhere.
And you already said it, but just to reiterate, what can a comic get out of the Bay Area comedy scene?
Everything, like except for like, you know, LA and New York, you know, Broadway, Austin, you know, movies and shit like that. Yeah. But as far as diverse crowds, you have young, old, rich, broke, hood, classy, everything.
All in one. Cat Williams talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you a great comic. You're versatile. You can talk about everything.
If you can make it in the Bay, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about newer comics doing contests and competitions? Because it can be pretty gut-wrenching. And coming as a promoter from the music scene, hey, you know, it's just to get people out there. Don't take it fucking personal. You know what I mean? Like, of course, whoever wins was political. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
I think winning's the worst thing for you because winning gives you a false sense that you actually did something. You ain't did nothing. You were in a room full of 8 other comics and someone thought you were better than just 8 comics. Get away from that. You didn't lose nothing. You didn't win nothing. But it is, I see it, gut-wrenching for certain comics. You talked about you doing the San Francisco International Competition comedy. So what's your advice on that for like younger comics?
I mean, I think just always tightening, always revising. When you go to like a real competition like that, even like World Series of Comedy is pretty solid, but the international ones will give you a real consensus of where you're at. You know what I mean? Because even like what's funny is 2019 I did SF. And I got 6th place out of 32. And then I did Seattle in 2021. And I was like, okay, if I got 6th last time, I'm going to for sure get in the top 5. I'm going to be in the finals for sure. I got 9th place. I went backwards. But that tells you, it's like, don't ever think that you're doing, just because my comedy got better, 12 other motherfuckers got twice as good. They got way better. You know what I mean? So it's just never be complacent, ever, you know? And in the beginning years, I got complacent with, I would just like, I had a good set and I would just keep doing it over and over and over. So I kind of did things backwards in my beginning years. I wasn't writing like I should, you know, wasn't as much into the craft. I wanted to do well, and that's all I cared about. But you have to care about growth and the craft. So you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Try out crowd work, try some riffing, you know, try new jokes all the time. Even if you're tanking, just keep trying it just to sharpen that skill of writing. And in the beginning, I was working 2 jobs, and then I just wanted to keep doing the same jokes. And then later, way later down the line, I got more obsessed with the writing part, you know, finding gems in that and riffing and crowd work. And now I love to do crowd work and riffing. It took a long time.
It's funny because watching a lot of comic podcasts, like they talk about how this joke did not work for like hella times, but they give it like a certain time limit though. Like even if it didn't work the first or second time, you got to give it like 3 times at least at 3 different scenarios because it might hit. And that was so helpful for me because I'm like, if it don't work the first time, I was just going to throw it away.
Right.
But hearing that, like, nah, you got to actually compile all your bad ones and then do those one night, see which one survives that. See, you're laughing, but it makes sense, right? Like, collect all the bad Pokemon cards, you know, and then just save a night to do those and see which one survives and then work on those and then just keep and then bring back old bad bits because There is something good in bad bits.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of like having a big ass puzzle too, to where you could have some stuff that's been sitting on the back burner for 3 years,
For sure.
and then you come up with a new joke about, I don't know, cell phones, and now you got, oh, this one from years ago
And
fits
it ties
in,
right.
and it's perfect.
It's great when it ties in.
Yeah.
Because you can't, I mean, unless you're a really good writer and you can do that. But it usually doesn't happen where like two really good bits just tie in like right after. They have some kind of common similarity
Yeah,
to lead into.
for sure.
Do you try to lead every joke into every joke? That's not important.
I'll be honest. No, I'm terrible with that. That's probably my worst habit. Is I don't really focus on no transitions. Segues are damn near non-existent. I just fuck around and make jokes in between it. You know what I mean? So I've been working on that though. I've been making more of a through line to my set, but I don't really care about them. I just if I love the joke, I focus on the joke and not about the transition. I just want the joke to be dope, you know?
Got you. I just seen you sold out the Improv. That's
I had almost
venue.
300 people.
That's crazy, Frankie.
Yeah.
Like one of the most amazing venues in the Bay Area. I don't know if where do you rank it at?
Man, definitely one of the best. Yeah. Oh, easily. One of the best in the country, honestly. Like, you said what?
Can you give it a number?
Out of 10 or what?
Yeah, the top 5 venues in the Bay Area. Where do you rank it?
Damn. Trying to think what tops it. The Punchline is top 3 for sure.
Punchline's top 3 for sure. Just on culture alone.
I would say Improv, especially for me. I would say number 1.
Okay.
I would say number 1. I would go Punchline second.
Punchline's a great venue as well.
Yeah.
A little bit more deeper in the community, I feel like Punchline is, though, because they do the Sunday showcases and they have a rich history of bringing up talent through their community circuit.
Yeah, which some people don't take advantage of. Fucking get in there.
Okay, can you explain that?
Bro,
How do you get in there?
All you got to do is go watch the show. You don't have to go every Sunday, but let's say somewhere between 9 months and a year and a half. You just go there, you hang out, you watch the Sunday showcase, and you could watch it every Sunday, you could go every other Sunday, it's still fine. Just keep showing your face, and then eventually 9 months later, a year and a half later, at max, they'll walk around and they'll go, okay, Brian's been here for a while. You're next. And you go, oh, fuck. And your heart drops. I remember that moment. Yeah. Yeah, because you're the whole comic. Like, there's like 40 comedians in the back of the room watching every comic.
Standing up.
Yep. And they're going to see how you do. And if you do well, now you got connections to all these comics. They're going to book you. Plus, you have opportunity to audition for the club. Then you get paid work for them and 2 other clubs.
Preach, Frankie.
Punchline SF, Punchline SAC, and Cobb. So,
and I got to say to Punchline's favor that they're not biased.
No.
They have a very diverse way of picking people, and they pick all along the spectrum. I'm not trying to say other clubs do it, and I won't mention some because the favorite clubs that I frequent to, I feel like they don't. Like Alameda, I don't feel like they don't, but like Punchline does it, man. They bring up a very diverse array. And I podcasted Dawood, and he just stood by it. Like, that's how I came up. The only thing I could add to that is if you do go and do everything Frankie said, but it doesn't hurt to just stay there the whole time and network and talk to people and and don't ask for any favor. It's just right, like talk to a lot of people because they're willing to talk.
Yeah, and get connected. And like I said, you're just a cool, not a weirdo and not disrespectful or entitled. That's it. Just don't be those things, and they will book you. They're going to give you a shot.
You don't have to be a comic and be all crazy, saying crazy shit. Like,
nah. Every stage of your career, there's a spot for you on a stage in the Bay Area. Even when you suck, people will give you opportunity after opportunity because that's how good the scene is. People suck and they've been trashed for years and they still get stage time all the time.
I see it, bro.
Yeah.
You keep preaching, man. You want to name any names?
Nah. I don't want anybody to kill themselves because
I know. Yeah. It's a rough sport, bro. And I give comedians props because if you consider yourself a comedian, we all share that. Maybe you don't have anxiety, but I think a good portion gets a little nervous, especially in your early times going on stage, because it's a weird ass thing to do.
Yeah, we got to be all a little fucked up, and we all are. We have all kinds of different mental illnesses, weird childhoods and shit.
What are yours?
So it brings us together. ADHD, severe. Like, I lost my camera in Australia. $2,000 gone. I've
Sony?
lost. Huh?
Was it a Sony?
It was a Canon R7. That shit's like 1,600.
Good camera, man.
Yeah, gone. And then like I lost hella backpacks. You know.
Part of the process, bro.
Everything. Jordans, yeah, all
Part
kinds of shit.
Do you notice you usually lose something when a new opportunity happens too? Does life ever do that to you?
1,000%.
Life does that to me. It's, it's a weird trade-off, man.
As soon as you think you're up.
And then,
yeah. In comedy too. Bro, I remember on New Year's Eve, just this most recent New Year's Eve, I was headlining at Laughs Unlimited in Sacramento. Amazing comedy club. And I was destroying for 45 minutes, all 4 shows. And then that following Wednesday, I went to Mad Oak and just bombed. Bro, I was crushed. Same exact jokes. And I was looking like, my soul is hurting right now on stage. And I was like, this is not real.
But sometimes you're so confident that it did work. Confidence can be a bad thing in comedy, thinking it'll work again.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, comedy's such a funny game. You cannot be confident that the set worked last time. They might have just liked your humbleness. And then when you did the next one, you were so confident. Like, oh, he thinks this shit's gonna... I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
no, 1,000, because they can detect your energy quick. And when you go up there cocky, it sets a different tone. They're not going to fuck with you as much. But the point was exactly as you said, just like life, when you think you're up on your finances, boom, an accident happens or whatever. Same thing with comedy. You think you're the man. Oh, I'm him right now. I've been on fire. I've been killing. And then you tank your dick off. And then next set, you kill.
That's why I respect the crowd, because music, it's like you can be up and you up. And you're riding a hype. You riding a wave. But in comedy... it is such an organism that is changing like a chameleon, bro. Like, it's a live thing. And I love that because I come from the music world. And just when I first did comedy, it just acoustically sounded better because it's just a voice.
Yeah. How long is it? When was your first set?
June of last year. So it's been like a year now.
Sick.
Yeah. And I love it. I just love the because it's just, I hated throwing shows, man, to a point. It was like so loud, bro. No DJ knows how to work the meter. You all fucking turn it way too up, man, and you're damaging everyone's ears, bro. But comedy's like different because I don't have to like you, and I can like a certain genre of comedy, which I find myself liking. I find myself liking certain personalities, and I like that the fact that the comedy's game gotten deeper, you know, because there's more people to like or not like. You know what I mean? Just because you're a comedian and you're great. I don't have to like you, though. I think that's beautiful, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the highest form of, like, self-expression. You learn about yourself. You grow. You get connected with amazing people all over the world. It's the best job ever, honestly.
Who are some up-and-coming comedians you can mention that you see on the horizon?
Ken Flores, Rene Vaca. They're already blowing up, though.
Rene Vaca is blown up.
Yeah, he's pretty much, there.
But it's good to talk about him because it's recent.
Yeah.
And it's all internet, which is so hopeful to a young and up-and-coming comic. It felt like the internet really helped his stuff out there with the crowd work he was putting out.
Yeah. He's like my brother, man. He put me on hella shows when I first moved to LA in 2020. But I would say for, like, comics that you can see it right now, like way in advance, I would say Devontre for sure.
Don't know who he is.
I think he's in Oakland, but he's a young kid, but he's crushing it. He's got the right habits right now. So that's all it is. It's just, you're just writing all the time. Ian Langland, he's gonna do really well, I could tell.
You like Ralph Barbosa?
There's a lot. Yeah, Ralph's dope.
That's dope.
Yeah.
He's on a young new tear right now.
Yeah, and same thing. He's just always in the notebook, you know, like Mikey Winfield, you know, my boy. He's always in his notebook. And that's really all it is. It's just how much can you tune out all the distractions and just stay in the artistic mindset where you're like, oh, shit, I see a bit here. I see a bit here. Oh, this bitch just walked on. This is hilarious. Let me write this down. Oh, this guy is weird as. Oh, I just thought about this. The more you could do that.
I gotta say, man, like for comedians, hang out with chicks, not just trying to fuck, but just hang out because for me, the conversation with them, I get all the bits, bro. My ex gave me so many bits, bro. I just cannot explain it to you. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I know I sound annoying, babe, but that's a bit. I gotta write this down.
Mitch Hedberg used to get in trouble for that.
It is annoying and cliche to say, but it is.
Yeah.
That's a bit. Like, and I don't know. That's why I like comedy, because it's so in the moment of a bit.
Yeah. I mean, the best jokes are when you can contrast the most. Black people, white people, men and women,
right?
Cops and fucking thugs. Like, it's
right. So
men and women, that's why we generate so much. Like, a lot of my set is about dating because of that reason.
It's relatable.
1000%.
I don't give a fuck where you're at. Like, I see 80-year-olds trying to get at women still. Like, damn, bro. Like, you 80, man.
Yeah.
Talk about Singapore.
Singapore is
Don't beat your ass out there.
gorgeous.
Like,
yeah, they literally whoop you with sticks. That's their law. That's why everybody's so well behaved.
I don't know, you know who Ronnie Chiang is?
Yep.
But he got this bit because someone was like, man, bro, I heard they whip you out there if you be stealing in Singapore. And he's like, yeah, so don't fucking steal. I was like, man, that makes sense, bro.
Imagine like the pain already of physically getting beat by sticks, but then the integrity,
Bamboo
the
sticks.
damage to your integrity. Yeah, getting hit with bamboo sticks as an adult. Nobody wants that
I don't
pain.
think anyone wants that.
I don't want that smoke.
Well, coming from America,
That is
coming
humiliating.
from America,
Right.
I don't know if you could do your girl the next day.
Nah, she has
You
to
got
do
a date
you.
the next day you go in after you got cane, bro. What kind of breathing space do you get for dating after you got cane? Like, damn, I should give this like 3 days to get my confidence back.
Oh, speaking of dating and having the girl do you instead, I probably shouldn't share this, but she's gonna know that it's about her. But
Okay, great. I'll make it a
I just
clip.
gotta share this with you, bruh. Okay, so you know how I seen a viral video of this. It was like a black couple or whatever, and the chick is in the kitchen. They're like kissing, and then she picks him up and puts him on the kitchen counter, and he goes, "Yo, what the fuck? Yeah, hey, yo, nah, I'm a grown ass man." You seen that?
I've seen that one.
Okay,
yeah.
so obviously you see how much that affected him, right? So like, if a woman is the opposite of submissive, she's like alpha or whatever, it's the worst shit ever, right?
Yeah.
So I had a girl that,
sure.
bruh. Okay, so she like wrapped her legs around in missionary, right? And then she was like controlling the strokes. I'm like, bitch. This bitch doesn't trust my dick. She's controlling
is she
my
a squatter, though? Is
strokes.
she a squatter? Does she do squats in the gym?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are confident though, Frankie.
Fuck that, bruh. Nah,
does the
we're gonna have a
drinks, the
wrestling
protein.
match. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't believe this is so disrespectful as soon as I'm done
That is
fucking her.
emasculating as F, bro.
Bruh.
Yeah, you're right.
So much. And then after I told her, like, yo, you were wilding out for that.
That could be a mode on one of them Japanese sex toys, though. You know?
Oh, that's what happened to Singapore. Speaking of, I got a friend who's dated in Singapore. She's lived out there for a long time. Shout out to Sasha Frank. Funny comedian. She's from London, but she's been living in Singapore for a minute. And she said the dudes are like that out there. Most of them.
Oh, like what?
Most of them are like, they want to be spanked and like degrade me. Like they want dominatrix chicks.
You know,
Most of them are like that. That's insane.
damn, that's kind of sad, bro.
It's sad as hell.
I feel like out there, like they get play or something like that, but something's going on weird in those Asian countries where like they pay for companionship. They have these. I don't know, you hear about the Japan shit too, where you pay to cuddle.
Bruh, yeah. I've heard
That's so odd.
Oh Lord, maybe because it's so well behaved that they're like, I want to be a match. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
My girl want to do some like. You know, like toss your. I'm not really into the. This is very. Like, what if I like this and it goes down a
Right.
path? Like that's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
How are the women out there in Singapore, by the way?
There's some gorgeous women out there,
There's
but
Chinese, right?
yeah, but honestly though, I don't like the accent. This shit is not attractive. I don't know how to do it.
That. Asians have the least sexiest accent of all. My people are sexy, but y'all do not sound sexy.
What kind of Asian are you again?
I'm Korean.
Okay, sick. Yeah, there's
Koreans
some
are
badass
sexy, you know,
Koreans.
they're good.
Yeah.
But the Chinese are very harsh. The Vietnamese, like,
Yeah. Oh my, yeah. Yeah,
sounds
it's
like
not the
someone's
best.
plucking on a guitar. I'm like, okay, like, you know.
Yeah, Mexican accent's terrible too. Spanish,
Bro,
obviously
that's the hottest
sexy.
ones for me.
It's-
Spanish accents
Spanish
are the
is sexy,
hottest ones for
yeah.
me.
But the Mexican accent can be like, that one's not that good, fool. Like, if it's like a chick from LA, like, I'm like, ugh.
Not the hood one.
Yeah, the hood one's terrible.
But I ain't gonna lie, maybe I'm creepy, but for some reason that Spanish, it just does. Because you know why I'm an Asian in California and I've just been around so many Latinas, like Americanized and non-Americanized, and they're all sexy, bro. They all come thicker than an Asian package would, right?
Yeah,
you know
that's true.
You don't see all those packages in so it look exotic.
Yeah, they got the big body standard package.
Just ridiculously, man. It's just crazy, and they're so nice.
Yeah, they're very sweet, very sweet.
I always wanted a date where that couldn't speak a lot of English. I'm sorry, but like not like that, but like just because they're so nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to date American chicks. Y'all weird. Y'all expect too much. Like, I felt like she would maybe appreciate me more or something. I don't know.
You want her to know 3 words of English. That's hot and exotic, huh?
And I love Mexican food, so there's no losses here whatsoever.
Yeah,
man.
I like the mixed ones. I don't know if I'm biased because I'm mixed, but
they mix so well.
White and Asian, Latina and Asian,
Asians and
black
Latinas
and white,
mix
like
very well.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
so
like
well.
a half Latin song.
Crazy.
Yeah, I just oh my god. Anyway, okay. So what shows you got coming up? Any kind of shows we should know about on the radar?
Yeah, I'm about to be headlining Improv again, November 6th. Yeah.
Okay, November 6th, I'll be there.
Okay, hell yeah, sick,
I will
man.
be there.
Yeah, we'll kick it. We'll grab a drink.
I'm not gonna ask. Don't ask this guy just to get no. Go to the door and pay, man. Or go on the website. Don't, cause that's annoying, Frankie. Tell him that's annoying, man. Like.
Yeah, that's true. Cause I still have I have people hit me like, oh, do you have guest list? Do you have guest list? Cause I used to do that in my beginning years.
In the
of
beginning,
course,
you should, but now it's like you're taking it serious.
Yeah, if I'm a proper headliner now, it's like I'm on the website next to fucking Matt Rife and them. Like if they got,
which is big.
Yeah, you got to pay now. You know, you got to pay now.
Which is big. Let me know if you need help with promo, standing in front of the Improv and doing a little camera work, man.
I appreciate it, man. See, look at this. You know take notes, you motherfuckers. This is how you get opportunities.
Well, yeah, he's moving, man. He's moving, bro.
Bro, Marky McFly. He was like, yo, Frankie, let me know if you want me to help you pass out flyers. Yeah, the homie.
That's my guy. Marky McFly is a very supportive dude.
Yeah. Bro, he was the one that was like, I'm going to pass out flyers for you, blah, blah, let me know if you need anything. And then I was like, you want to do a spot on the show? He was, oh, man, hell yeah. He was like honored. He was, I can't believe, thank you so He thanked me like 50 times because he's a cool dude.
And Marky deserves it. And do you see how it happened right there? Like, he didn't ask.
Fast.
Just helped. And you help because you're not asking to get on. You're helping because you actually believe in the movement.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you have your actually own shit going, then it makes sense to help. Don't expect it just to get help if you have nothing going on. You want him to be a nice person. Like, get your shit going, help him too, and then it's better when y'all meet in the middle. I'm just saying. Marky Mark has his own stuff going.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Marky McFly has his own stuff going. He's got a great show at the Four Ball Theater. Just went there last weekend. It did great.
Hell yeah.
And that's awesome. And I like to see comedians be supported because a lot of people just go on the bake and never put on a post and say support. But if you see guys throwing a show, you should just show up.
Yeah.
And pay and support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always good, man. I don't even expect it, but it does mean a lot though when comics do that. It's cool. It's something you don't really expect, you know. Comics be, let me get a shirt. And I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, just give me $10 or whatever. They're like, no, give me do 25. I'm like, that's all right. That's cool, man.
What I feel like happened in the comic, because I called it in the music game, because I was a promoter and we used to book out-of-state acts that were big, like Bone Crusher and Murphy Lee, whatever. So like,
yeah.
I was like, man, watching 10 years, I see the way this is going. Everyone's just want to be local, and they're going to celebrate local people. And people call me crazy. I was like, well, we're going to celebrate some rapper from Stockton? I said, yeah, watch. It will every city will have their own star, and it'll get bigger and bigger every generation. And I think the same thing's going to happen in comedy. Yeah. I think they're going to be, with social media, it's going to be just so much regional stars that it might take away the fact that we care. If you're from out of state, we probably don't. We'll have our own, like, concubine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I just feel like the comedy scene is growing.
Man, so much. And it's so dope because the gatekeepers are just, they're disintegrating. Like, it's...
They are weird gatekeepers, though, aren't there? Or there some weird ass
but it's becoming 1,000%. But it's becoming less and less now because now we can build our own shit. Like La Russell's doing it right, you know.
It's the pronoun generation.
yeah.
I mean, we're questioning shit, you know.
Yeah. But we could build our own empires now. So now we can make our own little mini Hollywood where we give our own opportunities to our own people.
And people just need to come out, and we have enough people.
Yep.
We have enough people to support our own comedy scene to where we don't have to care if you're from out of. We like you. You went viral on social media and you're from Pleasanton. Like, let's go. You know what I mean? So
1,000.
FrankieMComedy, man. I appreciate you coming on the pod today. You got to come back, man. This is a cool pod, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're already at an hour right now, so
easy.
that's a lot of clips I got to cut out. Just want to thank you for coming on. Shout out this guy. He's going to be performing November at the San Jose Improv next show. I see him at Punchline all the time. You're there. Anything you want to shout out, your social media? We get out of here?
Just Frankie with the IE, FrankieMComedy. I'm on all those, TikTok, YouTube, all that shit. So, yep, I'll be posting all the time. So, you can see me out there.
Okay, we got to go because his church is going crazy next door, and we might just go join the sermon.
Let's run it. I feel the spirit.
We got to forgive our sins. All right, man. Create Studios podcast with my guy, FrankieComedy. Go at him on Instagram. I appreciate y'all. One love. We out.